So what? Did you expect that we wouldn't care when we lost one of our own? Yeah, maybe you're right. After all, we're not high-minded, idealistic Alba like you. We're nothing but subhuman pigs!
No, you're wrong! I never thought—
I'm wrong? Tell me how I'm wrong! You throw us out here on the battlefield like we're weapons to be used until we break. All while watching from your warm, safe place inside the walls. All while acting like all's right with the world as we fight and bleed and die! If that's not treating us like pigs, then tell me what is! You've caused the deaths of millions over the last 9 years, and you've done nothing to stop it! Do you think that if you just act nice and talk to us every day, that it's some kind of substitute for treating us as human?
The SIG P226. The P226 was originally designed as a duty pistol, and it falls in line with the thinking at the time, a heavy, steel frame, hammer-fired, double-stack handgun, designed to compete with the cutting edge of the day, such as a Beretta 92, competing for the next service handgun of the U.S. military. The Italian design won over the German-Swiss one, but the P226 did, in fact, complete the trials, and the Navy SEALs, as well as a respectable list of other foreign countries, also picked up the gun. So that's enough about history. Where does a P226 fit in the civilian market? Well, the gun certainly looks nice. From a collector's perspective, it has value, considering its prominence in a military context as well as in movies and television. From a shooter's perspective, it's a relatively heavy handgun that has its advantages and disadvantages. Some specific models of the 226 may have very limited aftermarket, especially when it comes to holsters. The Mk25, for example, is a massive handgun with a full-size rail. It will not fit in the standard Beretta UM84 flap holster. It's a universal holster that tends to be my go-to for testing out handguns. Magazines are ubiquitous and they are easy to find, but they are also very expensive. That being said, someone that already owns a 226 is generally not too worried about price. In the future, I'd like to try out a West German 226. I am, however, enjoying borrowing this beefy Mk25. I find its controls well placed, and its physical size very ergonomic. It just simply feels good in the hands. So, now that I've spilled my spaghetti long enough about how much I love shooting the gun, let's talk about some downsides. Number one, of course, is going to be weight. The Mk25 shown in the video is about 34 ounces, similar to the Beretta. That's kind of insane compared to something like Glock 19 or a Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0. It's simply a sacrifice you have to make when moving up to a steel frame. Now, of course, that helps soak up recoil, but if you're carrying that around all day, it gets to be a little much. Not to say you can't do it, and plenty of people do. The second downside is price. You're looking at almost $1,000 for the normal model and about $1,200 for the Mk25. If this gun was in your favorite video game or TV show growing up, then I perfectly understand spending the money. But as a practical carrier duty gun, I don't see it.
There's no safety on this thing. I'm gonna die. It's only a decocker.
It's like a Glock. The trigger is the safety.
Yeah.
I also try out the gun's little cousin, the SIG P229, this time with a slide-mounted red dot. I don't have much to say on this gun other than it does make more sense to me from a practical perspective, especially for carry. It's a much more reasonable physical size, something you can keep on you with no issue.
Trece.
Do you really believe our world will ever be free of weapons, Coco? I'd sell longswords. I'd sell hatchets. You could rid the world of iron and I'd sell wooden clubs. There is always a bigger stick.